What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about A.I.R.A, Marvin's awesome iRacing app. Now, the point of this video is just to showcase like how much of a difference this makes on a belt drive. Like, I have used an A.I.R.A direct drive. I'm not sure which one it was, but honestly, my opinion, that is not worth the price. If I'm getting a direct drive, it's going to be like a Moza. I am not spending over $1,000 on that. It is not worth it, especially after trying this app. And this race was run on this app. I did end up winning this race. It is Austin Missler right there, on for gaming. In that 7 right there. This was just a hosted race with JD McHaley. This was a green-white checkered run, and we were fighting that 12 the whole race. But man, let me tell you, this app is a complete game changer. And we're gonna go ahead and hop right to it. We're gonna start with the Next Gen Cup car, just to do a little example of how much more detail comes out, and then we'll do some laps. And oh my god, that guy. We'll do some laps in the Mazda, and then we'll go and show you how to set everything up and all the adjustments and whatnot. Let's get to it. Alright, so this is my iRacing force feedback settings. Definitely have a little bit of smoothing, and then minimum force, so I have intensities all the way up. I actually have it set to 5 Newton meters because that's really car dependent. This car is pretty light on the force feedback, so you gotta, if you want to get the heavy wheel, you kind of have to really crank the force feedback. But so we're gonna go through here. I want you to pay attention to my wheel here and the force feedback. Force feedback is kind of not important. Oh god. So we're just gonna cruise along right here. I'm using almost no hit, 2 fingers. You see there's a little bit of a bump there. A little bit of a bump there. I don't feel anything else right now. I'm feeling some slight bump textures. We go around here. There's a slight bump there. I'm gonna come around, come down onto the apron. I'm gonna use 2 fingers. Barely, I didn't really feel anything. Didn't really feel anything at all. And we're gonna come down right here. Didn't feel anything, but and then we come back up here, and then we feel it. So I didn't feel it coming down, but I felt it coming back up onto the apron right there. And on the front stretch, I didn't feel it. See, again, I don't feel anything. I feel a little bit down here. And if we come up here, I feel that. So that's a little bit. I felt that one a little bit. If we hit the brakes, wheel pulls to the right. So that's neat. There's a, I don't know if there's a little bit of a force feedback change on this, but so now if we come over here, turn off our force feedback on iRacing, I'm gonna open up A.I.R.A here. Okay, I don't know why my stuff wasn't selected right there, but alright. Pull right back out. I'm gonna use no hands. We can get rid of that for a second. Or well, fingers. Feeling massive bumps right here. Massive. The jolts are really subtle, but if you can see the wheel moving around a little bit. Right around here. we're gonna go down and hit this apron. Felt that a lot. Come back up. Felt that. We're gonna come down and hit this. Massive jolt. Massive jolt. I actually lost it on that one. So it's not, for those details, it's not super insane. It's not a super insane difference, but like there's certain details that are missing when you use the regular force feedback. But let's go see the difference at speed. Alrighty, so coming around to the line here, just making our good lap here. Try to hit it as hard as we can. The wheel feels dead as can be, to put it simply. I'm in here, so I can only see that correction is purely visual. Like, I cannot feel the car stepping out at all. Yeah, see, I couldn't even feel that, not one bit. Damn. Yeah, see, I could not feel that slide in the slightest. Not one bit. Yeah, it was all visual, no feel to it. So now, we turn on A.I.R.A. Alright, so we're going at speed with A.I.R.A. now. And I actually have the program up right here so you can see it. The red line, I believe, is the actual wheel input, and the blue is the effects that are being taken place. But as we go into the corner here, I could actually feel, I tried to exaggerate it a little too much there, but I could actually feel the back of the car step out. I can actually feel that it's sitting on the right rear right there. And there's, yeah, a massive jump in force feedback right there, as you saw, as I got into the wall. Whoa. This car does not drive the same as it did when they were here a few weeks ago. This is after the update. I have no idea how to drive this car, man. This car is so stiff. It's just, this car is not for me.
You've got some damage. Let's get
There's a reason I don't drive it very much. But let's go try something else that I could actually drive. Alrighty, coming around Charlotte here, and everybody's favorite little Mazda. We do have the A.I.R.A. on here, as you can see. I did a couple laps just to, you know, get a little feel for the car. And so what I can tell is I did do a couple laps without A.I.R.A. as well on the iRacing force feedback, and didn't feel, again, crazy different, but this car definitely has way more feel to it because it is a super floaty and flexible car over the, you know, something like the next gen or a GT3. But so what I can really tell here is with the regular iRacing force feedback, you don't feel it step out. You can't really feel the front tires, but you can feel when it is on that right rear with the iRacing force feedback. But here I can feel where I should be able to turn in more. I got really loose on that one. So for example, if I go in here, I'm turning, and now I can turn in more. Like, I can feel where I should turn in more when I'm trail braking. Like, I can feel the front tires grip up and lose grip, or I guess, or gather more grip. Like here, like that was basically the same amount of force, and the wheel just kind of went in. Like, I didn't really apply any extra pressure. Like right there, that entire turn was kind of just the same pressure on the wheel through the entire turn. So I'm not pressing any less, and the wheel is just kind of going in on its own. So as you lower your speed, like, the wheel will do its own thing, which is a crazy sensation. See, I let off the gas a little bit, it angled in a little more. Let off the gas, it's just... like, I'm not trying to force the wheel at all. Like, it had a majorly turned in there off of that little bump there. But, so, what's really exceptional with this, not only did I gain, like, 2 or 3 seconds off of my non-Myra force feedback lap. So you can go over here, you know, I got my wheel, you got your regular force feedback that you've been looking at here. So you can set your parked scale. So right now, I have literally no force feedback. I can just flick my wheel here, you know, or you can just put it all the way up to 100, and now my wheel won't really do anything. I like to have it somewhere around, like, well, I guess for this car, I guess we'll do about something about 50. But that's just as you're parked, you know, and then you start moving. You know, it'll straighten out. So then you have your detail scale here. So if I turn this all the way down, now it's just flat feedback. And this is giving me absolutely nothing other than car weight. So this feels like the iRacing force feedback, but with less, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah, see, now I'm... oh, whoa. See, now I'm overdriving corners and all that. Like I have less feeling. I'm overdriving corners and stuff. Might be able to do that same technique I was talking about here a minute ago. Yeah, kind of. Let me try it again right here. Not really. It, like, my same pressure turning in as it slows down kind of isn't working around there. So I have this on this car particularly. It is different for every car, mind you. So this car can handle the 20% at the 500. So so you have your wheelbase right here. Mine is actually set. I have mine set to 3, so I have a little bit of headroom. But you know, this is the T300, or well, I have the TX version, but TX T300, it's the exact same thing. Just one's for Xbox, one's for PlayStation. See, look at that. I wasn't even paying attention, and I just drove through there like a madman. I just caught a slide. I wasn't even really looking at my screen. See, that's why I love this thing. I've caught slides in GT3 cars that I wasn't even paying attention. Like, I went going over the hill at Road Atlanta, coming to the start-finish line, that last crest that you go over, and I got loose over that, and I caught it, and I was not even looking at my screen. Like, on the regular iRacing force feedback, that wouldn't happen. But basically here, so you have your overall scale. So I can put this up, let's say put it up to 100. And now, yeah, now I'm just, you know, clipping out the wazoo. My wheel's getting super vibraty. And I'm going around here, and I feel nothing but weight, zero detail. It's running at 20 Newton meters. I'm not sure how accurate this number is, because like there's other things that'll be like 100 and something freaking Newton meters. So I don't know how exactly accurate that that number is. So if we reset this here, see, I have it set to 3 Newton meters, right? And now it's going up 16 Newton meters. So I don't know exactly what that number is actually calculating, because I am definitely not putting out 16 Newton meters of force through my base right now. It is keeping it within the 3 Newton meters here. Maybe if we go to, you know, something like 12 here. Oh, and it just got super light. Wow. I feel nothing. That's interesting. Move it up. This is just a little experiment. So yeah, it's way above my wheel's pay grade, and it's actually not. I feel like, look at these flat lines. I'm getting nothing in terms of feedback. So we'll actually go back to where our wheel's supposed to be. Put it back on 3 right there. And oh god, that is heavy. Oh god. Trying to break my thumb on that turn. Alright, and we'll put it back to 20. So that is my baseline is the 520. If you have the T300, that is my baseline. It doesn't work with every car. Alright, so on the A.I.R.A website, when you go to download this, and you go through it tells you how to adjust everything and what you should do. And it tells you that you should come out here to centrifugal circuit. Personally, as I'm doing this right now, I don't think it really is the best way to do it. I feel the best way to do it is to actually go onto a track and just drive around like we were earlier in the Mazda. But here I can easily show you how everything else is affected. So we'll go through a rather more kind of extensive setup, and this is what I was talking about. Like my baseline is right here, 20% and 500. As you see, I'm going around this corner and I am clipping out the ass. So what we have to do is turn down this detail, and as you can see, I'm turning it down, and it's still clipping. So what we'll have to do is we'll turn that back up. We'll have to go to the scale. So we'll go ahead and start turning the scale down to about 5%, and that's already that's got me pretty good already. So that is where I run the GT3. You see, it's still clipping quite a lot, and that extra jitter right there, all those spikes, is actually right here in the steering effects. So if I turn the steering effects off, you can see that it's a more linear experience now. So what the steering effects does is now my wheel's vibrating. Now it's not. Now it's vibrating because the understeer. So I have it set to where it goes like dig 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 dig. It doesn't like pull back and forth. It's just like basically like it's just a bit of a haptic. So when I go this way and I start turning, so you see when it starts spiking like that, right there, that super spike, that's the understeer effect, and this is still kind of clipping too much. So what I found best for me is around 250. You can see it calmed down a little bit right here, not much, but so what I found is when I had the detail scale up, it was a lot easier to lose the car. Like I was getting so much information that it made the car harder to drive. As odd as that sounds, but that is kind of how it is. And these, you know, if you've ever driven these things, you know these GT3 cars are pretty rough on iRacing. And so what we also have here is down here is the oversteer. So right now is the understeer. That's what you get with right that. I have the rumble, and you can pick a couple different ones. You can have a reduced force, so I go this and the wheel gets lighter. Turning, and now the wheel is lighter. Or you can have it set to where the wheel gets heavier. But I prefer the slight vibration. And this is kind of like ABS is kicking into an extent. So you can have the pedal haptic too. So if you have a rumble on your pedal, I would assume. I don't have anything like that. And also here, so this will set your sensitivity. So if I move it all the way down here, now my wheel is shaking and I'm just turning normally. So what you want to do is when you hear that tire, so what you can also do is you can bind this to set right here, and that'll be in the settings here somewhere. Soft lock I have. Maybe I should probably turn soft lock on further. So let's see here. Let's see how well that works. So I'm going this way. That's as far as the wheel turns, but I'm still, you can see here, I'm still turning my wheel. So if I turn on soft lock 100%, my wheel actually wants to, that actually didn't do, so it doesn't stop. You know, on a game like, you know, WRC or Dirt Rally, like your wheel will actually conk right there. But, I mean, when are you actually going to be turning that far in a GT3? So, I'm not exactly sure how much this affects everything, so we'll go ahead and turn that back down to 30%. I think this was at like 30 and 30, I think is what that was at. So, I'm not 100% on how that, so you can set your frequency, clipping tolerance. So you can, I have not played with that. So all these settings you can play with yourself. Crash protection, curb protection, so I guess you can adjust the curbing, your auto centering. So there's all these things you can play with. There is a binding around here somewhere that I can't find right now. But either way, oh, right there, you just click on that, and then you can select a button to hold that up to. So I have 2 buttons on my wheel that I have set to that. And then same thing with this one. I have, so if I press, you can watch this number right here. So if I press this button, now it's gonna recalibrate. And what you want to do is hit some hard turns. And then that will recalibrate. So that's at 23. So it should go right back to 23 around there. Yeah, so that's how you calibrate that and make sure that's where it's supposed to be. Oh, I just went up to 25. So you just hit that and then you drive around the track and that will adjust itself. And it's the same thing with this. So if, for example, I turn left, say I want right there, I want
no damage to report.
So now when I get around right here, that's when the jittering will take effect. So I'm slowing down and it's not jittering at all. So you can see it in the force feedback. It's jittering. I'm going to slow down. Now it's not jittering anymore. Now I know You can feel, slow down a little bit. We're getting some understeer. We're going around here, getting some understeer. Understeer. So that is an excessive amount. So we'll go around right here where we actually start slipping out. So about, oh, I hit the wrong button. So around here, we're getting some understeer.
Fine. No damage to report.
Not quite effective, but so we're getting some understeer right here. So we'll go until it starts. You just want to play with this. So right here is pretty decent where it was for me. Might be a little something I need to play with myself, because just
no
simply
damage. Car looks clean.
So yeah, right there, that's probably a pretty good spot. We'll try it around here on a larger piece. Try it more at speed. I'm not getting any understeer. Oh, we're slipping out, and it's starting to rumble. I'm on the edge of understeer right now. Just getting a little bit of understeer. Alright, now, and then what you do there is you just, once that's set, you come back, go back the other way. And again, me personally, I prefer doing this on a track. However, this little bit might be better to set on a course, so and again, this feels pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little more leeway. Or you can just set it go one way and then set the other way to be exactly the same. And I'm also getting more understeer right now because my left side tires are colder than my right sides, so I'm going to be getting more understeer than I was going the other way. Alright, so now for the oversteer, I went ahead and got some fresh tires so I can try to make this car looser. So right there, I have it set to increasing force feedback, so you can also adjust the intensity of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the understeer all the way up. See right there, it wanted to. So we're gonna turn the strength up here. See if we can try to catch that same slide. Oh, see, I almost saved it. So you can adjust the curve on it, but that is something you have to play with yourself and figure it out. So I can feel this might actually be, I might have found what I need in this car to help. So you can also, so you can adjust it to where it's like way out here, you know, to where you don't feel it until you get like a massive slide. I'm having trouble. Oh, I had a little bit more of a drift there. Or you can have it to where you just have it all the way down, right? And then you can feel every little bit of it. See how all the way down feels? We can actually get this thing to step out. So this is the reason, because I'm sitting here, I'm trying to get oversteer, and I'm not able to do it because I'm just sitting here on, you know, one kind of turn. So down, that's not even me touching the wheel, so it's not even centering anymore. So we'll go ahead and open that up. Open that threshold. Try to get loose here. There we go. So that is how you want to have it on, you know, like dirt. So that way, when you go left, it immediately wants to sit to the right. Because if you have it all the way out here, you're not going to feel that transfer on a dirt car. And it tells you that to put this at 0, or to put at least this one at 0. I think it's, it wants like 0 and 8, something like that. And these are all things you can play with. And my recommendation is not to be out here. I was just out here to, it helps visualize the understeer. Excuse me. All right, so we're out here at Okayama. That is where the GT3 cars are at for today during the week 13 whole shebang. And yeah, I was going way too fast there. So what we're going to try to do is show some examples of good force feedback and then too much force feedback through A.I.R.A. So as we're going around here, and I am not the best GT3 car driver. We'll go ahead and pull A.I.R.A. back up here. Missed the turn there a little bit. You can see everything that's coming in when I get on the curb. Again, we are getting a little bit of clipping here. So, oh, yep, I just gave it way too much gas there. I think I still have it on, oh, phone's going off. So as you're going around, I am getting super understeer right now. I might not even be on the right setup for this track, now that I think about it. But I am feeling all of the understeer. I'm driving the car way too hard, but we are also on cold tires right now. So right now, the car feels pretty good. It's manageable. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and crank this force feedback and then see if we can still drive the same way we're driving right now after we get through these turns here. So now that the tires are sort of coming up to temp, I can really dive into these corners. That's kind of the nature of the new tire update, really. It's not necessarily me, but it is also me realizing my current limits of the car, trying to... Oh, I'm gonna miss this corner. So again, yeah, so, as everybody would say, a little bit of clipping is okay. You just don't want it to be clipping the whole time. But so if we go ahead and start cranking this up,
the fastest lap of the session.
oh, way too fast around there. Okay, so this actually still feels pretty good here at 300. It's not a big whopping difference, but if we go ahead and take this up to 500, I can now feel every bump in the road. There's some massive clippage. I caught that slide like crazy. That's another reason I enjoy having it at 500, because it allows you, it sends the oversteer feedback immediately. So like what I've noticed is when you have the detail down, the other senses of the oversteer and the understeer. The understeer not so much, but the oversteer definitely doesn't come through and jump out at you as fast, is what I have noticed.
Practice
So,
is over. Head on in.
well, this practice session is over. I did end up joining a live session because I didn't feel like doing the test drive. But so it really depends on the track. So what you can do is, I did not exactly mention this earlier, so this feels really good for me right now. But as I was driving around Watkins Glen, I was losing the car left and right. So what you can do for that, so since this feels really good on this track, but it feels absolutely terrible on a track like Watkins Glen, you can come over here. So right here, under save file, I have it set, save separate force feedback settings for each car. So once you set this for the car, it will stay. And so here you can set it for the car and the track. Save separate for each track configuration. So that one alone might be car and track. So, or you can have it set for this thing for just the track or just the car. I might end up clicking all of these. So, if I go to one track and it's a little too high, so if I have this setting and I go to a different track and it's a little too aggressive, I can turn the detail down or whatever I need to down a little bit and deal with that, and then that will be saved for that track. So so Myra will always know it's Mustang GT3 Okayama circuit full course dry, so it knows, and it has right there wet and dry conditions. So you can check all of these if you want to, but it's really gonna take some time to get everything dialed in, get each car dialed in. So it takes a little bit of time, but trust me, once you get everything dialed in, I can tell you, I can't guarantee it, but I can, or promise you that it will make you faster. But I can tell you that for me, I picked up at least a second in every car around every track. And then, maybe a few tenths, maybe 3 to 5 tenths around oval tracks. Obviously you're not just gonna magically make up seconds on an oval. It's a lot harder to do on an oval to make up that much time. But when you got road course, all those turns, a second is really not that crazy of a leap. But if you can feel this and adjust and get better with your inputs and all that, maybe you can make up 3 or 4 seconds. Who knows? Maybe that's how far you have to go yourself. Me, I guess for like super fast lap times, I'm 2 to 4 seconds off. So but that is all technique based and track, knowing the car, knowing the track, and knowing exactly what to do in order to gain those 2 to 4 seconds that I need to actually be at the top level. So I'm a decent mid-high range. I'm not on the high range or the top range. I'm like a mid-high range in speed on road courses and all that. But that's just down to technique, because I don't have a load cell. I'm sure I'd be way more consistent with a load cell. I'll have one eventually. But yes. So basically, the simplest way I can put it is that this basically turns your belt drive and makes it feel like a direct drive. And then I am not exaggerating. If you already have a direct drive, this may give you a little bit of an edge, a little bit more information. It'll definitely allow you to tweak your force feedback to how you want it. But if you are on a belt drive like the T300 or lower like I am, I'm on the T300 Thrustmaster. This thing has never felt so alive. And that is not an exaggeration. I'm not exaggerating at all. It feels like I bought a new wheel, and all I did was downloaded a free software. Get Marvin's awesome iRacing app. It will change your life. I promise. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's a massive improvement. You just go in there and play with the settings. I went over most of it, most of everything you can adjust, but the website definitely gives you more detail on it. And, you know, there's some other guys out there. Dave Cam, Gamer Muscle has a video he just put out as well. You know, there's plenty of other videos on there, but the purpose of my video is to express how much of an improvement it is over for a belt drive wheel that is, you know, like 4 Newton meters or less. Because anything more is, if you're getting anything more, you probably have a direct drive and you're already getting most of the information that this app is putting out, but now this wheel is feeling it because I can adjust it and it just increase the force feedback from iRacing 500-fold, literally. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Let me know down below if you have A.I.R.A, your thoughts on it, if it's helped you improve. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one.